Welcome to Eurosport. My name's Mark Bicycle and this is the 1998 Mountain Bike Tour, the 98 VTT. In today's fifth stage, we'll be looking at, yes, you guessed it, the winner. No, seriously, we're looking at the decisive stage today. We'll also be looking at the Diamondback team as well, and looking at how these riders recuperate. But yesterday, what happened on stage 4? It was actually dominated by the news that 4 of the Tour's leading riders, Volvo Cannondale's World Cup leader C.Evans and his teammate, 95 European champion, the man in your picture now, Jean-Christophe Savignoni, along with the 2 giant riders, R.Hoydahl and champion from last year, Lenny Christensen, the man now in your picture. Those 4 riders all went off course by about 1 kilometre at the 10-kilometre mark. They then had to climb back up a hill to get into the race, but they were nowhere at the end of the stage. But by the finish of that stage, well, it was just 3 riders in it. There had been a leading break at the very front, including all of the main protagonists in the Tour. It included Dupouey, Martinez, David Ossel, Herisey. But by the time the riders came into the town, the finishing town, it was only H.Pallhuber and Dupouey left. Unfortunately for Miguel Martinez, the overall leader, wearing the green jersey, he punctured, his front wheel punctured, and that left him chasing desperately on the wheels of H.Pallhuber and Dupouey, because H.Pallhuber was only 124 down on the diminutive Miguel Martinez. But Martinez, such a brilliant rider, winner of the Grundig World Cup in 1997, he was able to hold on, but he wasn't able to get back to the 2 riders, Christophe Dupouey and Hubert H.Pallhuber. And for the second time in this year's VTT, Hubert H.Pallhuber lost out in a sprint finish to another Sun rider. This time it was Christophe Dupouey. The first time on stage 1, it was Miguel Martinez. Martinez, though, managing somehow to fix his front wheel puncture, came across the line and only managed to scrape his general classification by 19 seconds, losing 1 minute 7 seconds. Brilliant young riding from the young Miguel. But the riders, as per usual, after most of the stages, yesterday they had a liaison stage of 24 kilometres. Relatively short for these guys because the main stage was 68 kilometres long. It was from Oraison to Saint-Étienne-les-Orgues, and the guys taking time out for a little bit of fooling around, a little bit of relaxation, just to get the lactic acid, get them out of their muscles, get the muscles just working again, but not being too stressed. I think, looks like Jan-Erik Ostergaard there, fooling around. The leader of the IKO Corotec team, C.Evans, also fooling around. I think he's driving, is that the Volvo Cannondale team bus? It is indeed. Oh, whoops. Good driving from Cadell. Looks like he's crashed the bus. So, how to? Recuperation, that's the answer. How do these guys recuperate after such strenuous activity, not only on a single basis, but on a daily basis as well? And this is Pierrick Matignon, the Gitane rider. He said it's very difficult to recover because of the weather. We lose so much fluid on this tour. It's just really hard. And this is the doctor for the tour, Gérard Nicolet. He's saying riders actually need to prepare very well, and recuperation is absolutely vital. It's very important to find the right physical balance, and today was very hard indeed. It's difficult to maintain fluids. The boys get very tired, and then it's possible to neglect your duty to yourself. You've just got to eat well, recuperate physically for the next stage.
You have to rest a lot. You're sleeping a lot, and before sleeping you get a massage, have good food, a lot of spaghetti, pasta, and some fruits also. So that's what you need to recover.
That was Jan Weaver's teammate of R.Hoydahl and Lenny Christensen, telling us how to recuperate.
j'ai la chance d'être ostéo, donc de pouvoir un petit peu manipuler légèrement. And
the Sun Rider is saying that the Sun masseur is saying that again, like most of the other people on the tour, saying that it's just so important for the recuperation for these riders. They've got to stretch, they've got to make sure that they recover physically, eat and drink very well indeed. We're taking just a little break. Join me after that. Welcome back for stage 5 of the 98 VTT, a time trial today, 16 kilometres long from round Saint-Etienne-les-Orgues. Physically, not that difficult, technically very difficult indeed. Almost a 5-star stage, 18 kilometres for these guys. Liaison stage of 45 kilometres just to make up for it. These guys don't get away with it.
Undulating, a lot of open road, but then there's some short but very technical sections. One quite dangerous downhill, a real mix, like the rest of the Tour VTT, everything imaginable.
That was H.Evans, leader of the Under-21 Championship in this Tour. That's his orange jersey, that's the leader of the Under-21s. H.Evans was actually to go on to run not a bad time trial in this mountain bike Tour de France, coming home in a time of 43.59. He actually came sick. He was 1:55 down on the leader at the end of this stage. The World Cup leader actually saying that he didn't want to put too much effort into this. He was much more interested in winning the World Cup, which he lost out to M.Martinez last year in 1997. He was leading that with just 2 rounds to go, but the strength of the Team Sun managed to stop him taking his first World Cup win. Next rider we're seeing, H.Pallhuber, the Belgian Espoir champion from 97 and indeed 1996. He was to go on to record a time of 44.14. Good enough for 8th spot, 2:10 down on the winner. Big hope for the future was H.Pallhuber. Thomas Deitch, next rider we're seeing, tallest rider on the tour at 192, something like 6'4". 5th in the tour in 1996, a very good French rider. He used to come home in a time of 44.55. 13th spot for him, 2:51 down. But for last year's winner, Lenny Christensen, awful luck when he went wrong yesterday on the 4th stage. But he was to record a time of 44.53, just in front of Thomas Deitch. 2:49 down on the winner. I won't tell you that yet. But Christensen obviously not going full out for this name, full well he couldn't win. But the next rider, David Orsell, number 5 in the Team Sun. Finished yesterday's stage in 4th spot. With the time, and he finished today's stage at the time of 45.12. Good enough for 19th. Obviously not giving it his all like a lot of the riders. 3:08 down on the winner. Used to ride for Lapierre in 1996. Joined the Sun team last year in 1997. Was actually 39th in the World Cup. Former First Cat road racer. And was indeed the champion of France back in 1992 on the road. But now concentrating on mountain bikes. But this man has generally been a mountain bike rider most of his life. R.Hoydahl, man who won 5 World Cup races in 1995. And last year in the Tour, well, in 1996, he was 2nd in the Tour. Last year, he actually dropped out. It was much too difficult for him. End of season was not good, but Rune came home in the 5th stage time trial with a time of 43.58, 5th. Eventually 1:54 down. But we spoke to R.Hoydahl as he had the fastest
at this moment
time.
You have the best time, 20 seconds in front of Pallhuber.
Okay, I was feeling quite good, you know. I had a little bit problem to get my pulse up in the start, but after a while it was coming up, and well, I could feel it was a long race yesterday, so we'll see. You know, it's 7 more riders after this, so probably Miguel and Pallhuber are riding real good here.
You heard it from the horse's mouth. That was R.Hoydahl saying that the full stage, 68 kilometres long, really took it out of a lot of these riders. This man, Christophe Hérisset, another Team Sun rider, a former amateur road racer. He debuted in mountain bikes in 1993. Coming up to 26 years old. Hérisset, not a natural time trialist. He was to eventually finish with a time of 47.20, 27th position, 5.15 down on the winner. But again, like a lot of riders, knowing full well that he wasn't actually going to win the Tour, or indeed probably threaten for the first stage, he felt that he would just take it relatively easy. 23rd in last year's World Cup. Not a bad performance from him. But the next rider, Massimo Di Bertolis, possibly the sensation of this race, along with possibly his teammate Iadazoli. Bertolis second on day 2, 8th on day 3. His teammate Zoli won the stage on stage 3, but Di Bertolis was to come home with a very, very good time of 43.07 seconds. That was good enough for 3rd spot, just 1 minute 3 seconds down on the winner. But Di Bertolis, a member of one of the 2 teams vying for overall lead in this Tour, Diamondback Racing. Of course, it used to be the team of Cadel Evans, who switched to Volvo Canadel this year.
You have the best time.
Ok, sono molto contento.
And this was Massimo Di Bertolis after his finish. He said, I was happy, very happy, because I suffered 3 punctures yesterday, but in spite of that, I managed to keep in touch with the best. But my aim is actually to do well, hold on to the top 5 if I can, and I'll actually try and help my teammate H.Pallhuber to win the Tour overall. But the next man, Christophe Dupouey, second in the very first mountain bike Tour de France, 1995. Just 51 seconds behind the winner that year, Bart Brentjens. Unfortunately, was supposed to take part in this year's Tour, but broke his collarbone about a couple of weeks ago in a Belgium Cup race and wasn't able to contend this year. It meant also that Philippe Meerhagen, his teammate, couldn't contend either. But going back to Christophe Dupouey, very interesting indeed. Looking at his bike, not riding suspension at the front. Very interesting indeed. Are we seeing a retro comeback? But Dupouey, he was to finish the day with a time of 43.14 seconds. 4th spot on the day, 1:10 down, just behind Massimo Di Bertolis. But a good ride for Christophe Dupouey. And this is the interview with Pallhuber just before the time trial. He said, I just don't want to lose too much time. And this is Miguel Martinez. He's been asked that you could put 2 minutes into Pallhuber. He says, I don't care as long as I keep my advantage of about 20 seconds. But Pallhuber, obviously very, very intent on winning this stage. Second on 2 stages previously. Yesterday in the 4th stage, he was second with a sprint with Dupouey. Second on the 1st stage with a sprint with, yes, you guessed it, another Sun rider, Miguel Martinez, and has been second throughout the Tour. The 1997 world champion, aiming to win his first stage in the 98 VTT. Actually came 8th in last year's mountain bike, the Tour de France, or the mountain bike Tour. 39.40.56 behind winner Lenny Christensen. But at the midpoint check, it was Pallhuber who set the fastest time of the day. 12 seconds in front of the last man to go, Miguel Martinez. But Hubie, very, very angry after yesterday's stage. I don't know whether you watched the highlights, but Hubie actually stated that he felt that the Sun riders were deliberately preventing him from actually trying to attack on a climb, which is where he is at his strongest. Since he's been in mountain biking, his descending was his weak point, but he's got a lot better. But clearly a climber more than a descender. But Huber was to ride this time trial very well indeed. And as Cadel Evans saying, that the time trial had everything in it. Long straights like the one that Huber is on now. Technical difficulty, only 16 kilometres long, of course, but coming up to the 1 kilometre mark, Huber had indeed lost his advantage over the fastest man in the race overall. Huber was to eventually come home in a time with a time of 44 seconds. That was good enough for second spot. Another second spot for Huber. 40 seconds down on the winner. And I bet you can't guess who that is. Being congratulated there. Super. Good time trial for Huber.
I don't know, I had a bad luck. I lose my bottle holder, I had to stop to move it up, and I don't know, I give my best and that's it.
You heard it from the horse's mouth, he gave his best, determined to win this tour. And it is really, really very tight. The closest it's been, actually, in the 4 years of the tour. Tight between him and this man, Miguel Martinez, the wearer of the green jersey of overall leader, has held it ever since day one. First on day one, first on day two, sixth day three, third on the fourth and longest stage so far in the tour. Martinez clearly intent on winning this. In fact, going back over the history of the tour, Martinez has actually competed in every tour, despite his relatively young age of 22 years old. But guess what? Martinez has won a time trial stage in every tour up to the 98 tour. Last year, he won one stage. That was the time trial, 17.5 kilometres. In fact, he won two stages last year, the time trial and a normal stage. 96 he won the time trial stage of 21k, and in 95 he won the time trial stage of just 9 kilometres, but the man was really going for it. Unlike his teammate C.Dupouey, riding suspension at the front, he checked out the course beforehand like all of the top riders. And the diminutive Frenchman, who really is so intense when he rides. Small in stature, but just huge in mental ability, physical ability and technical ability. Won the Junior Worlds in '94, he won the Espoirs World Championships last year. Most of the times he's winning those championships, he's finished in front of Cadel Evans. But at the moment in the World Cup, it's Cadel Evans who has the upper hand over Miguel Martinez. But in this tour, it's Martinez who really has reigned supreme. He was to eventually come across the line in first spot. You guessed it, his third win of the 98 tour. 42 minutes and 4 seconds. 40 seconds in front of H.Pallhuber, a disappointed Italian.
No, Martinez wins the stage. 40 seconds in front of you.
40 seconds.
40 seconds in front of you.
Presque 40 secondes d'avance, Miguel.
And Martinez being told that he's won the stage by 40 seconds. And he says that I kept the lead, but I fell down. And I think I lost about 15 seconds. I hurt my thigh. I really suffered today. I really went past my limits. But the little man did it again. Won his third stage of the 1998 VTT tour. Incredible performance from Martinez. 40 seconds in front of Pallhuber. Di Patolis in third, Dupouey in fourth, R.Hoydahl in fifth. Great riding. Akana Gassia, good riding from him in ninth spot. Gregory Volley, the giant rider and teammate of Hoydahl, bringing up the top 10, but it's Martinez who re-extends his lead to 59 seconds over really his only rival now, H.Pallhuber, the Diamondback rider. Check you after the break. Welcome back to Eurosport. My name's Mark Biesiegel. We're taking a look now at the Diamondback racing team, vying for overall superiority in this year's tour, 1998 tour. and the manager of the team, Luca Stagiano. And this is the man himself. He said, we're a very close total team. He said to us, we're actually like brothers. It's a family. There's Hubi there doing a little bit of sweeping up. And he'll do some cooking, put his penny on. That's the mechanic, the best mechanic in the world, Daniel, and that's Massimo, the best rider, the most stylish rider, and then one of the fastest. And this is Jane, the sexy Jane, the smallest masseur in the world. And that's Lorenzo, Piero as well, and they're all sitting in the team caravan. I bet the riders sneak off this. It looks like Massimo. Is Hubi there? No, don't think so. That's Yarazoli having a carbo drink. Is Hubi there? Luca again, he said that all of the riders are actually here to win. He said our job is to help them do that to our greatest ability. It's actually great to be among such brilliant enthusiasts. It's hard work, admittedly, and you need a lot of patience. It's not impossible though. On race day we work very well together. We have to work very well together. Got to do that. It's very, very important. And the riders all getting their team massage. And then Luca talking to Hubi, saying, just if you want anything, you've got to tell me. I'm here for you. Massage. Hubi there, not really that interested, is he?
Siamo molto eccitati perché è un giorno molto importante.
They're saying the mechanics are preparing the bikes.
19 secondi
They're saying he's very excited. He's very close at the top against Martinez, of course, but the second place is good, but not good enough. We want first. We want first indeed. He said, my riders pray every day for victory, and we make sure they are very close to that. And Luke is saying that he was actually born with a bicycle between his legs. It's my passion. This is the best job in the world. He said victory for Martinez would be great. Sorry, victory for Martinez. He doesn't say victory for Martinez. He says victory for H.Pallhuber would be very good. But that was the end of Luca. This is the start of Mark Vinko. Now a Scott rider, the Junior Trials World Champion from 1997. And just watch this guy on a bike. Simply superb. I'm not sure that his mother would appreciate doing that, but the guy is talented beyond belief. France does produce some superb trials riders. They have the senior world champion in Thierry Gerard, as well as his brother, Sylvain. But Mark Vinko used to ride for MBK, now in the Scott team, just showing us just a few of his tricks.
Go from here.
That's it. VTT riders don't drink beer. We won't have any of that, he says. Superb skill and expertise on a mountain bike from Mark Vinko. He said, this is... Not sure you're supposed to do that on a car. On to tomorrow's stage, from So to Apt, a distance of 47 kilometres, the liaison 49 kilometres, and a difficulty of 3 stars for physical, 4 for technical. I hope you've enjoyed the 5th stage of the mountain bike Tour de France 1998. The VTT, the winner today for his 3rd time this year, Miguel Martinez. Bye-bye for now.